One more set.
I said, look at how dangerous this is.
Nope, that's there. And I think I understand where our misunderstanding is. This is about, hey.
Don't, she's a work dog, guy.
Can you also send this to me?
Nope. Freedom of information, you can get it to the state police. I only did it for a reference for you for right now, but I wanted to show you the magnitude.
My viewpoint was about the same.
I can't understand how could you even possibly argue that.
I think I understand or misunderstand.
There's no misunderstanding, sir. I don't understand why you'd argue something like this. That is probably one of the most dangerous things I've ever seen.
Hang on. I think I'm in a nice attitude.
Yeah.
And we're trying. I'm trying to have this nice, pleasant conversation. Right?
Okay.
All right. So I think what our different viewpoints is, you had just initiated that. I didn't know what was going on yet. For all I know, you were speeding up and going down the road to an accident. I didn't know about you pulling over that car. Okay.
So whether I'm going to another call or I'm affecting a traffic stop, you can't pass me on the right, because my goal in an emergency situation is to get the car that's ahead of me to the right side of me and to stop. So effectively, by law, no one should be passing me on the right, and you did exactly what you should not be doing.
This is all initiated when this happened, okay? So all I know is you were speeding up, and like I said, to go to the accident site or something. I just thought you were going to get in the fast lane and go down the road. I didn't know what was going on. This all happened that fast. Mm-hmm. And my viewpoint, is the same as your, like that video you just showed me, and I really like if you can send it to me.
If you want to contest the ticket, you can go to court, and you can have it subpoenaed via the Freedom of Information.
2906?
We don't release that. I did that only to show you without turning my...
CS thrift shop, they have an irate customer that's refusing to leave.
Without turning my MDT around for you to look at it. I wanted you to see the seriousness of what you did. Like I said, we don't...
Roger, they said closed one is closed down completely. It's furniture one.
As a helicopter attack in the Marine Corps, I have a hard time understanding things aren't clear. So with the background noise, I didn't understand what you just said.
So if you want to effectively get a copy of the traffic stop from start to finish for your own records, you do that through State Police Headquarters. You don't do that through the trooper on the side of the road.
Just lost my train of thought. I'm sorry. Oh, so also, my next question is too, is that car that did that to me, they don't have any responsibility to check the right side?
He was. He was trying to do exactly what he's supposed to do by law.
He went to the right, but he didn't check his right.
Effectively, sir, he doesn't necessarily have to, because I'm protecting him with my emergency lights. So our goal is to shift over to the right shoulder. I'm not going to get any more detail with you. If you want to contest it, then we do that in court. Because I actually have to go back and I stopped him for speeding. So I wouldn't even typically allow you to come and stand by the side of my car. We don't normally do that.
Okay, I appreciate that.
I'm basically showing you're going to get an $82 ticket for failure to pull to the right. So emergency vehicle, lights on, can't pass me on the right. You actually got to pull to the right and stop. So that's the law. If you want to contest it, then go to court. That's what it is. I mean, I just tell you, I've been doing this for over 19 years. I'm coming up on 20 years. Probably the most dangerous thing I've ever seen. Almost a very, very bad car accident. And for you to contest it, not understand it, it's troubling, because it looks like you were a trucker for quite a while.
And you saw him pretty clean.
I don't check out-of-state records. I would have to check all 50 states. We don't do that.
Gotcha.
So, $82 fine. Pretty light considering what could have happened. So if you want to contest it, by all means go to court. If you pay it, you check top part of it, and then there's no points on your license. The bottom part means you want to contest it, and then the middle of your court date for Danbury usually takes a few months. If you want to get a copy of the traffic stop, you'll see my case number on the top of your ticket. You call State Police Headquarters in Middletown, or you just Google search Connecticut State Police Headquarters, and then you say, under the Freedom of Information, I'd like to have a copy of the traffic stop, and then they will burn a copy of the traffic stop, and they will either send it to you or send it to the courthouse. All right?
And you saw I'm nice and calm and everything. I'm trying to reflect that because I think we could have had a whole better conversation. I'm just saying, we had two different viewpoints. I understand what you're saying about passing on the right, but at that point, I just didn't know what was going on. It was right at the beginning with all this heavy traffic. That's how it all happened.
Okay. So, I'm not quite certain what you're saying about the conversation level. I mean, this is what we do. I don't normally get into these types of conversations because it's pretty much, I see a violation, I cite the violation, and the driver's on your way. You want to really converse about it. Generally, we don't do that for our own safety because we don't like being on the side of the highway.
Yeah, so, that's why I wanted to come back here so you didn't have to stand on my door.
Whether you saw exactly what I saw or not, my observation was what you did was extremely unsafe. You broke the law by passing me on the right. I was effecting a traffic stop on a vehicle. Our goal is to get to the right, which is exactly what that individual was doing, and you disregarded my lights and actually went by on the right and almost caused a serious car accident. So I think I explained it like, I think 4 or 5 times. We're getting recorded right now. Hey, is that blue car? Is he by exit 5? Can you have him come down to me? I told him to come meet me down by exit 2. I think there's a language barrier. Do you have his cell phone? Yep, go ahead. Yep. 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 Okay, I'll take care of it. Thanks, Chris. Yep.
And it doesn't have anything to do with the stop. I'm not a long-haired hippie freak missing half my teeth with tattoos on my face, where I think we could just get along. And if you understood what I see, this all happened right at the beginning of the stop. I just didn't know what you were doing. That's all it was.
Not quite sure why you would say that you're not a long-haired hippie.
Just because I get what you pull over a lot of times with the truckers.
No, listen, I don't care if you're purple, white, black, you have full teeth, you have no teeth. I'm stopping the violation, sir. I'm not stopping you because of any other reason other than the fact that you broke the law. So I don't care. As far as our conversation, you really want to drag this out, that's typically done in court.
Okay.
I afforded you, I told you why I stopped the vehicle. Okay. I afforded you an opportunity to ask me questions, which you clearly did. I've explained it probably 5 times, at least, as to why you got stopped and how dangerous it was. I showed you a video of what I saw on the videotape. I actually showed it to you, which we don't do. And I'm not quite certain what more you would want. I mean, whether I'm nice or not nice, those are all have nothing to do with anything. I'm doing my job. I'm a state police officer. I'm doing my job. Are you a nice person? I'm sure you are. Have you been extremely respectful towards me? Yes, you have. But again, it has nothing to do with the fact that you got a ticket today. That's all the material.
I was just trying to get my point of view of how this all happened. I just didn't know what you were doing.
Okay, but again...
And ignorance isn't an excuse, but I'm just saying, as fast as that all happened, you got behind the car, I just didn't know what you were doing. I thought you were going to keep going for all I knew, to go to an accident or something. I just thought you're going in the fast lane and you're out of town. I didn't know you were pulling over a vehicle.
So, let's say you didn't see the blue car ahead of me because we were pretty tight. Let's say you see me with my lights and siren on, right? And you see me, I'm actually moving. I'm moving from left to right. I'm actually moving. You can see my car moving over.
At that point.
Let's say I was trying to get off exit 5. I wouldn't have been able to because now you're passing me. You're going exactly where I legally have to go. I'm not allowed to pass. I'm not allowed to pass on the left. Emergency vehicles have to get to the right shoulder. That's our goal. So when we're effecting a traffic stop, that person has to go to the right, and no one now can pass me on the right because that's my safe area for that poor driver that I'm trying to get over to the right shoulder.
Okay, and I get all that.
Yeah, so let's say I was just trying to get off exit 5 to go to a traffic stop that was on the other side of the highway, I wouldn't have been able to because you're blocking me. You can't do that.
Yeah.
So the statute is failure to stop on the right side of the road for emergency vehicles. You have to pull to the right and stop.